Hi, hello, hi. My name is Ko and welcome back to my spooky corner of the internet. It's been a while and I've tried multiple times to record a reason as to why I've been gone. But to at least the people that did pay for like a channel membership and things like that, or anyone else that does care, I don't know. I was just gonna do a quick recap of the last year, honestly, and a bit into this year. Long story short, since the start of last year, I've been struggling a lot with health and diagnosis, and that has been directly contributing to the decline of my mental health. And with that, I had 1 month after another, I had 2 of my cats pass away, and I do not do well with grief. Even still, it's really hard for me to go in depth about and talk about. That has been so hard for me to cope with. My house almost burned down. I wish this was all one bad dream that I could wake up from, but it's just been thing after thing. So yeah, I almost had my house burned down. I had to evacuate in the middle of the night, and it took a couple days for, thankfully, them to put fires out, and we were able to come back. And then I had started 2 jobs. I had tried to pursue my dream of being a tattoo artist. Long story short with that, I got my apprenticeship revoked, I guess you can say, because one of the artists at the shop went behind my back and disclosed to my mentor that some of the things that I was struggling with, and my mentor felt like I would be unreliable in the future to teach, and so she ended my apprenticeship, and that obviously added to my depression because I'm going through so many health things and prepping for procedure after procedure, doctor's visits, medication, and then also with the loss of my cats, paying for afterlife care and things like that. I've just been hit with so many bills, and so I was working this job. This has been the worst job I've ever had in my entire life, and that was also negatively affecting my mental health. I wasn't able to see my family for months at a time. Super isolated, depressed. I had no time to cope with anything, so I just kept getting kicked down repeatedly. I'm at a point right now where I quit my job because it was just getting to a point where something bad was gonna happen. I was going to crash the fuck out if I didn't. So I had to quit my job. Also, I had upcoming procedures anyways. This job was not very kind to me as far as accommodating my medical needs and things like that. They expected me when I had surgery the other month, and this surgery was something I was prepping for a year in advance. They were trying to get in the way of that, and they tried to throw it back in my face as far as not taking any accountability on their end and just not having the decency to talk to me about anything, and they would rather just throw me under the bus as far as like just to save their own asses, and that was just not an environment I wanted to be in, and it was just adding more stress onto me. And I had given up holidays and things like that for this job. For them to just treat me like this was just awful. I think I'm at a point where I'm in recovery mode, both physically and mentally. I'm at an okay point right now. Maybe not in the next couple of weeks because I am also prepping for another procedure. But for now, and the medications that I'm on seems to kind of leveled out a little bit, so I'm okay enough to sit back down for the time being and record. Yeah, I'm sorry to trauma dump all that. I've wanted nothing more than to come back and make videos, and every single day I've beat myself up over the fact that I've not had the mental capacity or motivation or drive, anything to sit down and, record. And also, the last time I talked about mental health on this channel, I had some people that were just not the coolest about it, throwing things out there like, oh, well, that's just life. Like, yeah, but yeah, it just kind of turned me off of like speaking up about anything that I've been dealing with or struggling with. It's just been a lot. I've lost friendships over this year. People that can see that I have so much on my plate and yet expect me to take on some of their stuff, and I'm just like, I don't have the spoons, I don't have any room on my plate to take on your issues as well. As much as I would love to be there for you, I can't, and I communicate those things, and it's still just not enough. Like, I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there for you, but I've been dealing with so much to where I don't even get out of bed most days because of how awful I feel physically, and just what's the point? That's literally been my baseline. It's just like, what's the fucking point? So I'm trying to just come back with no expectations, and I'm sorry I've been gone. I'm so sorry. I know you guys are the most patient and supportive people that I have ever had the privilege of knowing, and I'm so thankful to everyone that's just, every single time something like this happens to me and I'm like, you know, trauma dumping on you guys are just like, it's fine, take all the time you need, we just want you to be happy. And in a sense, I feel like I'm letting people down by not being happy, which is stupid. No one's thinking that but me. I'm gonna consider this my break, and thank you guys for being here, and I hope you guys have been well too. So